I'm going to use 3 discs that I've put together here, aluminum oxide disc, and I'm going to use this for the bulk finishing of my copings. Okay, after bulk finishing the copings, I'm putting them back on the model and taking a look at them. I've also gauged them out and reduced areas as thin as I can possibly get them where we're going to need to have porcelain room. For example, on the clearance, on the occlusal, and on the buckle and lingual, and I've got them pretty thin. 2/10, 3/10 of a millimeter. So in pretty good shape now after the bulk finishing. So now I'm going to move on to my mounted points. They are also aluminum oxide. And I like to use a wheel like this. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reducing the coping even more, down even more, especially on the margin here. I still have a pretty thick margin, and I'm going to go around the coping with this and smooth out any sharp edges, and just make it a lot smoother than it is right now. I'm going to define the finish line where the porcelain and the metal meet at, regarding this little hemostat hold here. I would do the same thing if I had a lingual band. And so I'll use a regular hand piece. Now I don't put the copings on the die for this. You just need to make sure though that you're not damaging the die when you do it. So a lot of times it will get hot. And I can kind of go in a circular motion or a back and forth motion. I also like to use a truing stone here to shape my stone. Okay, now I have went over the copings with my wheel here, aluminum oxide mounted point wheel, and I've smoothed any square, sharp edges, flattened out the margins a little more, and so the last thing that I do, or the last wheel that I use, I like to use an inverted cone, and what I'll do with this is finalize the margin. I will make it even smaller and sharper, so that it will be flush. Pretty much it will be flush with the die here, and it will be a smooth transition from the die to the coping. I'm not going to make it so thin that it starts flaking. That's what I want to stay away from. I want to also not create like a feather edge margin. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there in my handpiece now, and this is a brand new stone, so I will kind of shape it the way I like it. I'll even reduce the speed a little bit on my handpiece. Now, putting the copings on the die for this, trying not to hit the stone die. Okay, finally I have my copings finished. I've smoothed them out even more with my inverted mounted point here, and it is finer grain than even the wheel. So started out with the bulk disc, 3 discs combined, and then I went to the wheel, and then the mounted point here. So the texture is fine on my copings. I've got the margins thinned out and sealed. I've tried them back on the models to make sure that everything looks good with clearance. And that's all we're going to do with the finishing step of making a porcelain fused to metal crown. Now we can move on to the ceramic phase. We'll be sandblasting these copings. And we will start to prepare for the degassing stage. So we can do that at this time.